Hi, my name's Quynh, and I'm here just after sunrise at Queen Elizabeth Park. Today, what I want to be able to offer is an accessible, feel-good, all levels Hatha, the kind that anybody is able to do, even if you are new to yoga, but also if you've been practicing yoga for a while, there's going to be a lot of options to be able to add on to enhance your practice. Welcome, and thank you. So come to lying down on your back. Place the soles of the feet on the floor. You're welcome to stay here. I also have a couple other offerings. So choose your opening pose in a way that can allow you to drop in. That might mean taking butterfly legs, so you take the soles of the feet in together, the knees wide. If you're doing that, one of the options that you have is to add a couple blocks just underneath the outer thighs and allow yourself to soften. So this is one option. Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. The other option that I'm offering is that you could set yourself up in supported fish. And supported fish has the block underneath the head, the block underneath the shoulder, between the shoulder blades. And you're welcome to take second elevation, which is what I've got set up here, or to take it lower. So I'm going to demo with second elevation. I've got one block for the head, I've got one block in between the shoulder blades, and then I'm lying back down to soften. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Again, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Allow yourself to land to your right. So this is your practice. You'll notice that I give a lot of options, things that you can do, never that you have to do. The invitation here is to really go inward, to notice what your body is saying to you, to adjust accordingly. So sometimes that means that you take breaks, sometimes that means that you add on. The purpose of yoga is to pause, soften, and connect. Allow yourself to notice whatever is arising within you without judgment as you connect to your breath. So here, you can have your arms angled forward like I set up. You can take them wide into a T shape. You might feel comfortable to take them up overhead as well. Take 3 more full breaths here. Very gently, with your hands outside your legs if they're parted. Close the legs in together. If you're on blocks, lean over to one side, and then roll yourself off the blocks. Hug your knees in. You can rock side to side if that feels good. You're welcome to stay still. And then place the soles of the feet on the floor. Cross your right ankle over top of your left thigh. This is figure 4 shape. You're welcome to stay here. Some of you will choose to draw your leg in, interlacing your hands around the left thigh, or perhaps around the left shin. You're now in thread the needle pose. Think about tacking your left hip down and then nudging your right knee forward. And with every exhale, feel yourself expanding into the mat, getting a little bit heavier. Now remove your hands, tighten up the crossing of the legs. I'm taking my legs crossed. You're welcome to cross them into eagle legs or take regular crossed legs. Scoot your hips towards the right and then drop your knees to the left. You're in a spinal twist. So lots of options here. You're welcome to pop a block underneath the leg if that feels better for you. Your arms could be wide. You might gaze towards the right. You might add a hand over top of the leg. If this feels like it's too much, you also have the option to uncross the leg and take a gentler spinal twist. One final breath. Engage your core. Draw your legs back to center. Keep the sole of your left foot on the floor and extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. So lots of options here. Maybe I decide just to let the leg go up on its own. I can hold on to it with my hand. If you've got a strap handy, what you can do is slide the foot into the loop, the strap, and the point is here to make contact with the mat. So if you're able to keep the pelvis level and straighten the left leg, that's also an option. I'm going to choose here to hold on to the leg with my own hands. As you draw your right leg possibly closer towards your face, you're going to tap the right hip down and press up through the sole of the right foot. Think about pressing up through the inside edge of the foot and then drawing the outside edge down. So now, taking your right hand to your right foot, or maybe hand to strap, your left hand to the front of the left hip, press down on the left hip, keep the pelvis level so the relationship between the spine and the mat doesn't change. You can turn your right toes out a little bit, and then open the leg out to the side any amount that you can without rolling towards the right. So if you feel yourself start to drift towards the right, press your left hand down. Maybe open your arm wide to counterbalance. You could also dig your left heel down for a little bit more weight towards the left, finding what works for your body. One final breath. Draw the leg back to center. And then now it's left hand to left foot, or if you were using a strap, maybe it's left hand to the strap. So finding what works for you. Modification could be holding on to the calf or the shin. So you're going to take your right thumb, dig it into your right hip, wrap your next 3 fingers, so the 3 fingers of your right hand around your right hip, and touch your baby finger down to the floor. So now you're keeping your pelvis level and guiding your leg to the left any amount so long as your right buttock is still on the floor. So what you'll notice is that my buttock can stay on the floor only with me moving the foot slightly towards the left. I maybe move 2 or 3 inches. And then come back to center. Place the sole of the right foot on the floor, and then cross your left ankle over top. You stay where you are. I'm going to spin around so you can see me a little bit better. Now you're placing the left ankle over top of the right thigh and interlacing your hands around the leg. Maybe you keep the sole of the foot on the floor, so find what works for you. So how do you know it works? You want to notice that your sacrum's not peeling up and your head's not peeling up, so you're expanding into the mat. What I notice here, maybe you're able to tell in the pictures, this round is actually hilly. So as I'm lying down here, I notice that I'm starting to roll a little bit backwards because the ground's sloped. Check your right hip down, nudge your left knee forward. One final breath. Release your hands. Tighten up the crossing of the legs if you're choosing crossed legs. Otherwise, feel free to uncross. Feel free to take eagle legs. Scoot your hips towards the left and then drop your knees towards the right as you open up into your spinal twist. engage your core, draw your legs back to center. Start with the sole of the right foot on the floor and then straighten the left leg up towards the ceiling. You can hold onto the back of the thigh, you can hold onto the calf, your leg can be bent if that's better for you. You're also welcome to use the strap. So for this side, I'm going to demo using the strap. You're going to place the sole of the left foot into the strap, and then pay attention to the pelvis. If you can keep the pelvis level, feel free to straighten the right leg. Press through the sole of the left foot. When I talk about tacking the outer left hip down, it's here. So here on the outside of your left hip, you're pressing down, and then up at the inside edge of your foot, you're pressing up. Also, flex through the sole of the right foot, get energy into the right foot. I feel like there's almost a wall or something behind, just at the top of your head, that you're also pressing energy through the crown of the head. One final breath. Now turn your left toes out, hold onto the strap with your left hand. Take your right hand to the front of the hip, and then open your leg out to the side. Reminder that you don't want to roll towards the side. Counterbalance in whatever way is necessary for you. And now draw your leg back to center. Switch hands. The right hand holds onto the strap. The left thumb goes into the hip crease. Wrap your next 3 fingers around the hip, and then touch your baby finger down to the floor. So your pelvis stays level, your left buttock stays on the floor, you're guiding your leg towards the right any amount, getting into the IT band here. So the IT band runs from the knee to the hip. One last breath, and then take the leg back to center. Slowly release the soles of the feet to the floor, and one more time, hug your knees in. So now, holding onto each knee with each hand in a circle in one direction. Like a little butterfly wing. And then change direction. Straighten your right leg, hug your left knee in, so you're in Uttanasana. It's like a lunge position on your back. You're welcome to stay still. It might feel good to rock side to side. And take your right arm behind you. Roll onto your left side, and then give yourself a quad stretch by holding onto the ankle. Release that, roll onto your back. I'm going to turn over, you stay where you are, and then hug your right knee in. Straighten the left leg. Uttanasana, other side. Again, either in stillness or perhaps rocking side to side. And then roll over onto your left side. Bend your right knee, give yourself a quad stretch. Release the right leg. Curl over onto your left side. Use your hands to gently press yourself up to a seat. Once you're on all fours, take your hands as wide as your shoulders, knees as wide as your hips, setting up for tabletop position. Moving to cat and cow. Take an inhale, take the heart forward, hips back. Exhale, round the spine. Keep moving at your pace with your breath. So inhale takes you to extension. Exhale takes you to flexion. This is your time. You might move back and forth in cat and cow. You might choose to explore lateral flexion, which means you go side to side. Things I like doing here are perhaps barrel rolls, circling it out. A few in one direction and then a few in the other direction. Remember that you can still be going forward and back. So the invitation here is to move intuitively. So maybe you're swirling the hips, maybe you're circling your head. You can also be working on your forearms if there's any concerns with the wrists. And then settle down to child's pose. Take your knees wide, take the heels closer in together. Take a big inhale and let it go. Slowly press up into all fours. Make your way into cross-legged. I'm going to turn and face you. And when I'm facing you, I'm mirroring you, meaning this is my right arm. I know it's my left arm, but it's my right arm for this purpose. This is my left arm. So I'm sitting cross-legged. I've got my right shin in the front, and you can sit on a low block. You can wedge a low towel underneath. And I'm going to start with Sufi circles. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lean towards the right. Round your spine back. Inhale, move the heart forward. Exhale, take it back. It's an invitation here to close your eyes, soften your gaze, allowing yourself to drop inward. Let go of the thinking mind, drop into the feeling body. This might mean that you slow things down in some spots that feel sticky. Finish up this last circle. Come back to center. So option A, you stay cross-legged. Option B, you come into Gomukhasana, shoelace pose, which means that your right knee is over top of your left knee, and you do this only if both sitting bones can stay on the floor. So whether you are in Gomukhasana or cross-legged, I'm going to go back to cross-legged. You can take your left hand up towards the sky, and then your right fingertips on the floor. Side bend towards your right. So one option is you stay still, or you can join me in a gentle flow. If you're flowing, you're going to inhale, rotate up towards the sky. Exhale, reach towards the front right corner. And again, inhale, open it up. Exhale, reach towards that front right corner. Last time, open it up. Exhale, round, reach in the diagonal. And then go back to your side bend and explore it. Is there maybe a little bit more room? So if there is, you can wander your hand a little further away. Maybe your hand's on a block. Maybe you're down in your forearms. You're finding a place that feels good in your body right now. Slowly rise yourself up. It's still the left fingers reaching up. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, twist towards the right. One hand on the body, one hand behind you. Using the inhale to lengthen, the exhale to soften. Slowly take yourself back to center. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, wrap your right arm underneath your left. So this is Garudasana, eagle pose. This is one possibility. Maybe you take a half eagle. Maybe you give yourself a big hug. So option one is you stay fully upright. Option B is you lift the heart up, raise the elbows up, inviting in a gentle back bend. Slowly rise yourself up, unwind the arms. So if you have a strap handy, you can drape the strap over top of your right shoulder. You don't have to, but if you have it, it's going to run down your backside. Then take your right arm, bend it at the elbow, and either place it behind your shoulder or catch the top of the strap. Your other arm, you're going to reach underneath, and you're reaching towards your right fingers. They may or may not reach. So what you don't see here is that, I'm going to turn around, I've actually got the strap there, and this allows me to open things up. Maybe my fingers connect, maybe they don't. And Another option here is you can always place a hand on top of your elbow instead of taking the bind. So you can stay upright if you'd like. Some of you might choose to forward fold a little bit. And then slowly release the arms. Change the crossing of your legs. So now you've got your left shin in the front and everybody's back to cross-legged. So even if you were in shoelace, we'll move to that pose next. So setting up for our Sufi circles in the opposite direction. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, lean towards the left. Round the spine back. Inhale, move the heart forward. Exhale, take it back. It's really allowing this to feel good in your body, whatever that means for you. Your hips, your shoulders, they can do their own thing. So last circle in this direction. And then come back to center. So option A, you stay cross-legged. Option B, you come into Gomukhasana. So this time I'll stay in Gomukhasana, shoelace pose. You've got your left knee over top of your right knee. Your right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Your left fingertips come down towards the floor, and your side bending towards the left. So go only to the extent that your right sitting bone can stay on the floor. And you're welcome to stay still or to move into the gentle flow. Inhaling as you reach up towards the sky. Exhaling as you reach towards the front left corner. And again, inhaling as you open it up. Exhale as you reach towards the front left corner. And last time, opening it up. Exhale, round in the diagonal, draw your ribs back. And then go back to your side bend, and maybe you stay here. Maybe you go a little bit further, finding your sustainable end. Come back upright, still the right arm up, inhale, exhale, twist towards the left. Nothing forced. Breath drops in, turns warm in the belly, warm breath drops out. Slowly take yourself back to center. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, wrap your left arm underneath your right, and you're now in eagle pose, Garudasana with the arms. So you keep this position, you can take a partial, you can give yourself a big hug, you can stay upright, you can invite in that back bend. Slowly take yourself upright, unwrap the arms. If you were using the strap, you'll drape it down your left backside. So now bending the left arm, and then wrap the right arm around you. You've got options, so you connect the fingers or use the strap, or maybe you take your hand over top of the elbow. Stay upright if you'd like, or forward fold. Slowly take yourself upright, lean back, take your feet as wide as the mat, and then windshield wiper your knees side to side. Place the soles of your feet on the floor, take your hands behind you. We're going to take this in 3 stages. So starting with seated cat and cow. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, round the spine. Stick with that. For next time that you inhale, come up to reverse tabletop position. Exhale, land yourself down, round your spine, gaze at your belly. stick with that, or straighten your legs, take your hands a little bit further back. Inhale, come into reverse plank position. Exhale, lower yourself down. Come forward onto your hands and knees, roll over top of the feet, and then spread the fingers, tuck the toes, make their way to down dog, Svanasana. So, invitation here to move in whatever way feels good for your body. Maybe you walk your dog, maybe you roll over the fronts of your feet, you can kick one leg up and then the other. You might explore taking your heels side to side. You might also decide that you're not taking down dog, and that's fine. Even when I say come to down dog, you can be working on in puppy dog, you can be working on all fours. So if you've chosen to take down dog, you'll now walk your feet to the top of the mat. Otherwise, find any other way to make your way forward. So my blocks are here. I'm going to turn around so that I have my blocks here. You can always have blocks underneath your hands. That's one way to modify. Other possibilities, you can hold on to your opposite elbows, allow yourself to drape, to sway side to side. Then try out the opposite, grip the elbows, still swaying, still nodding. Release the elbows. Take an inhale to halfway lift, find your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Option to use blocks. Take an inhale, extend, exhale, forward fold. Last time, lengthen, exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees a lot, neck is relaxed, and one vertebra at a time. Slowly begin ragdolling your way up. Eventually you're looking at your belly. Eventually you're looking at your chest. And finally you rise all the way up to Tadasana, mountain pose. It's actually very beautiful right now. The sun is shining in front of me, and we're going to move into sun salutations. So the first sun salutation that we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of sun C's, and then we're going to move into a couple of sun A's. We'll move a little bit slower, or I'll talk you through them. So making your way to the top of your mat, sun salutation C, Surya Namaskar C. Take an inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, step your left leg back. This could be a high or a low lunge, you decide. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. One full breath here. Guide your right thigh bone back, guide your left hip forward. Release your hands down to the floor. Step your right knee back, so you're now on all fours. And we're going to move into Ashtangasana, knees, chest, chin to the floor. So as you bend your elbows, your butt stays up, your chest and chin come down towards the floor. Take an inhale, cobra. Exhale, release yourself back down. Press into the floor. Press yourself back to child's pose, Balasana. One full breath here. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes, make your way to down dog. Other leg, so left leg kicks up towards the ceiling. Step it forward for high or low lunge. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. One full breath. Guide your left thigh bone back, your right hip forward. So when I say that, this goes back, this moves forward. Release your hands down to the floor, and then step it forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Take an inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. We move on to the other side. Inhale to halfway lift, so this is our second sun C. Exhale, step your right leg back, high or low lunge. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. One full breath here. Tone the belly. Release your hands down to the floor. Step it back, plank position. Drop the knees, chest, chin to the floor, Ashtangasana. Take an inhale, back bend, cobra. Exhale, release yourself back down. Press back. Child's pose, Balasana. One full breath here. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes, make your way to down dog. Kick your right leg up towards the ceiling, and then step it forward, high or low lunge. Take an inhale, reach the arms up, guide your right thigh bone back, left hip forward, tone the belly. Release your hands down to the floor, step it forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Take an inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. So moving into Surya Namaskar 8. You're going to take 2 of these. The first one's going to be modified, and then the second one is going to be more traditional. Feel free to stick with 2 that are modified or move right into the full version. So come to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank position. Level 1, lower your knees down. Level 1, lower yourself all the way down to your belly, untuck the toes. Take an inhale, move into cobra. Melt the shoulder blades down the back body, pressing the inside edge of the hands. Exhale, climb over top of your toes. Make your way to down dog. 3 full breaths here. As you hold, you're active. You're pressing to the inside edge of the hands. You're moving your chest back, and you're trying to guide more weight into your feet. Imagine somebody was pulling your hips back towards the back of the mat. Bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, take as many steps as you need to make your way all the way forward. Take an inhale to halfway lift, find your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. So feel free to repeat that or add on. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, or feel free to take cobra. Exhale, down dog. 3 full breaths. Bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, step or jump forward. Take an inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Take your arms out in front of you. Bend the knees, and then take your butt back. So you're moving to Utkatasana, chair pose. Feet are parallel. Stay here, arms parallel to the floor, or if you're able to, reach them up. Sit into your place of challenge. Find a long line from the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. And one final breath here. Exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift. As you exhale, step your left leg back. So you're lining yourself up, heel to heel, heel to middle of the back arch. Back foot turns in slightly. And take advantage of the fact that your hands are on the floor right now to go as wide and long as possible. So long, not wide. You're still heel to heel. Root down, rise yourself back up, and you're in Warrior 2. I'm going to turn around so that you're able to see me better, but you say exactly where you are. So here you are in Warrior 2. So what you're looking for here is as you bend into the front leg, you're wrapping your right buttock underneath so that your front leg stays in external rotation and your knee is tracking in the same direction as the second toe. Make your back leg strong, so press the outside edge of the foot as if you were pressing it into a wall, into a ledge. One final breath here. Now you reach towards the front of the mat. Modification prep is to take your right forearm onto your leg and your left arm up. So this is side angle prep. Stay here if you'd like. Maybe you choose to extend your top arm. Another possibility is you can take your hand onto a block, maybe onto the floor. So you're rolling your chest up, meaning that you're facing fully forward. You're rolling your bottom and right ribs up towards the ceiling. Root to rise yourself up, and you're back in warrior two. Straighten your right leg, hitch your hips towards the back of the mat, reach, reach, reach. When you've gone as far as you can, you're going to open this up into Trikonasana. So your hand lands where it does. Maybe it's on your leg, maybe it's on your block, maybe it's towards the floor. Root to rise yourself up, back to warrior two. And then windmill your hands down to frame your front foot. Step back, down dog. So maybe you stay in down dog. Maybe you come down to child's pose. You're also welcome to take a half vinyasa. Making your way back to down dog. You can turn around so you're able to see me again. Keep your left leg up towards the ceiling, step it forward, land heel to heel, heel to middle of the back arch. Give yourself a nice long stance. Root to rise yourself up. So you're in Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. You're bending deep into your front leg, both legs are strong. Keep the legs strong, soften the shoulders, soften the expression on the face. Now reach towards the front of the mat. Take your left forearm onto your leg, right arm up towards the sky. Maybe you take this version, maybe you add on. One last breath. Root to rise yourself back up and find yourself in warrior two. Straighten your left leg, hitch your hips towards the back of the mat, and then open it up into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Root to rise yourself back up. Well, the floor is a little slippery. You can't tell, but it's actually quite cold, and there's frost on the ground. So back in warrior two, here we are. One last breath. Windmill your hands down to the floor, and you can be back in down dog, child's pose, or you take a half vinyasa. Now, kick your right leg up towards the ceiling, step it forward, drop your back knee, and then heel toe your right foot out a little bit wider. Taking your left hand down to the floor, reach your right arm up so you're moving into an open twist. So you take your version, you're welcome to do this in high lunge, you're welcome to have your knee back down. What I like to do is to turn the right toes out a little bit and give myself a quad stretch here. So if you're doing that, you bend the back leg and rotate towards the right. Release your back leg. Heel toe your right leg back to center, you've taken it wider. This is where having blocks can come in handy. So you've still got your right leg in the front. I'm just turning around so you're able to see me better. And you're going to straighten your front leg. This is half Hanumanasana, half split. lots of options here. You're welcome to stay here. Maybe you move a little bit further. Maybe you go to full Hanumanasana. So finding the version that makes sense for you, exploring the edge that feels good in your body. That might mean staying upright. That might mean forward folding. You're going to go back to half. So if you're working here in half, or really in any version, you're guiding your right thigh bone back, your left hip forward, and you're lengthening your spine. So you're not hunching forward, you're lifting your heart up. One final breath. Bend into your front leg, and then step it forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift. As you exhale, step your right leg back. Find your version of an open lunge. So maybe you're going to reach the left arm up, turn the left toes out, give yourself that quad stretch. I'm going to demo a different version here so that you have that available to you. So hand on the block, arm up. Unwind, drop your right knee, and then heel toe your leg back to center. Straighten your front leg. So again, half Hanumanasana. So you find the height of the block that serves you. And for some people, maybe that means that the hands aren't on blocks. Maybe they're going to come to your hips. Find your version of splits, Hanumanasana. Keep this active. So when I say active, it means your left thigh bone moves back, your right hip moves forward, and you're not chilling out, you're not sleeping, you're hugging in. It's like you've got a wall right in front of you, and you're pressing the sole of your left foot to the wall, you've got a wall behind you, and you're digging your right heel into that wall as well, lifting up. One final breath. Carefully bend into your front leg. Sole the foot on the floor and then step it forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So you're coming to Padangusthasana. Wrap your peace fingers around your big toes, palms face in, elbows are wide. Crown of the head comes down towards the floor as you guide yourself to this forward fold. So you might have a different version. You can wrap your arms around your legs. You can place your hands underneath your feet, Padahastasana. You might notice I'm not, you want to get your hips over top of your feet. I might be leaning back a little bit because again, this ground is sloping forward, so it's rather hilly. One last breath. Move your hands from underneath your feet if they're there. Take an inhale to halfway lift, hit your hands on your hips, and then root to rise yourself up. Tadasana, mountain pose. Stay facing the front of your mat. I'm just going to turn around so you can see me better. We're going to move into our balancing poses. So again, I'm mirroring. This is my right leg. This is my left leg. Standing on your right leg, place the sole of your left foot on the floor, and then let that leg rotate externally. Place the sole of your left foot onto the inseam of your leg. It could be below the knee, it could be above the knee. Press your hands in together. Set your focus. This is Vrikshasana, tree pose. So stay here if you like. You're welcome to explore. So maybe the tree grows, maybe your branches expand. One last breath. Take your gaze back to center, knee back to center, and release. Tadasana, mountain pose. Standing on the left leg, come up in the ball of the right foot, let that leg rotate externally. Sole of the foot to the inseam of the leg. It could be below the knee, above the knee, and just not on the knee because you're going to press the foot into the knee. You're going to press the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot, and you don't want to have pressure in the knee joint. So finding your expression. Vrikshasana, tree pose. your gaze back to center, knee back to center. Release Tadasana, mountain pose. Step your feet out as wide as your mat. Turn the toes out slightly. Take the arms up overhead. And then squat down, Malasana Yogic Squat. So there's lots of different versions of this pose. Maybe you stay here. If squatting down deep doesn't feel good for you, feel free to take this more into a sumo squat, which is what I'm doing here. Feel free to use your blocks and sit down on top of it. And then take your hands behind you, slowly help yourself down to a seat, soles of the feet in together. So again, I'm mirroring, we're moving into deer pose. You're going to lean towards your left ankle outside of your left hip. And this is one option. The other option is you're welcome to straighten your leg behind you and take it into pigeon pose. So if I'm doing that, my left leg is now straightened out behind me. You stay upright or you can forward fold. Blocks are a nice option for forward folding. If this doesn't feel good in your body, you're welcome to go back onto your back. Take this into thread the needle pose. So you can be in thread the needle, you could be in your pigeon pose, or you're in deer position. Slowly press yourself back upright. Lean towards your right. Extend your left leg out in front of you, and it's out at an angle. So it could be a small angle, it could be a big angle. You're going to reach your right arm up, take your left fingertips onto your leg, and you're going to side bend towards your leg. So this is where, again, lots of options. So maybe I choose to use my strap. I can loop strap around the foot, hold on to it with my right hand, and open up towards the sky. So side bending towards the leg. Maybe you've got a little bit more space and you're catching your foot with your own hand. Slowly take yourself upright. Take your right hand behind you. Take your left hand behind your head. Two options. Stage one, seated back bend. So you lift your heart up. Stage two, stargazer pose. You come up on the ball of your foot, onto your right knee, then reach your left arm back, taking the hips up. Slowly take yourself back down to a seat, and then come back into butterfly position. So now we take the other side. You're going to lean towards your left. Take your right ankle outside your right hip, and you're in deer position with the option to make this into pigeon or into thread the needle. And then forward fold, maybe onto blocks, maybe flat onto your mat. Slowly press yourself upright, lean towards your left, extend your right leg out at an angle. So reaching towards your leg any amount, and that might mean that your hands are on the floor on blocks, you're using a strap. Slowly take yourself back upright. Take your left hand behind you, right hand behind the head. So again, two options. Seated back bend is option A. So I'm going to stay here for this one. You're welcome to take it up to the stargazer. And then take yourself back upright. Placing the soles of your feet on the floor, position yourself in the middle of the mat. And if you've got blocks, take them with you as you come back onto your back. And if not, we'll take traditional bridge. So you're going to slowly roll your way back. Place the soles of the feet on the floor. Robot your arms to start, and feel yourself draw the tips of your shoulder blades together. And then pressing the back of your head into the floor, engage the core, lift your hips up. You can stick with your robot arms. You can also interlace your hands underneath you, rolling a little bit higher up in the shoulders. And then think about drawing the chest towards the chin and the hips towards the knees. So I said take the blocks with you, so you can stay here. But some of you might choose to stay a bit longer and to pop a couple blocks underneath your sacrum. Take this into supported bridge. If you are taking supported bridge, you're welcome to straighten the legs. Take the arms up overhead. So you're staying in supported bridge, you might want to stay a little bit longer, but otherwise, slowly remove your interlace. Lower yourself upper back, mid back, lower back, and finally setting yourself all the way down. Hug your knees in, rock yourself side to side. Place the soles of your feet as wide as the mat. Drop the knees towards the left. And that might be enough for you. You might also choose to take your left foot over top of your right leg. Move your top foot. Drop the knees towards the right. Stay here, or right foot over top of the left thigh. And then draw the legs back to center. Hug your knees in. The offering is happy baby. So you're bending your knees, and stage one, you're holding onto the front of your ankles. Or more traditional, you're taking your hands to the outside edge of your feet. So invite the knees down towards the floor, press up through the soles of the feet. You can stay still, you can rock yourself side to side. If there's anything else that you need, please give yourself that. And when you are ready, move into Shavasana, quartz pose. Trust that you've done the work. Allow yourself to let go, to bask in the bliss of your practice. To still the mind, the breath must be calm. To calm the breath, the body must be still. Commit to stillness and allow whatever arises to be just what it is. So you're welcome to stay longer. I'm shivering because it's 8 a.m. in Vancouver outside, and I wish I'd worn a sweater and socks. So you're welcome to stay longer. I'm going to roll over to one side, make my way up to a comfortable seat. Hands in prayer. Bow yourself in. Bow your head in towards your hands. Acknowledge yourself for showing up. Taking this time to be with your breath, to be with your body.